Hey peeps, this is Andrakon, and we're going to play some Minecraft. I like to play with a couple mods, Industrial Craft 2 and Buildcraft, so I'm going to show you how to start up with Industrial Craft. If you get it, you're going to have to either start a new world or walk a long ways away from your current position, because there's 3 new things it adds to the Minecraft world. It adds 3 new ores. This one here is copper. That's uranium. And here is 10. Copper is between layers 10 and 70, 10 between layers 0 and 40, and uranium you can find between 0 and 63. Another new thing that it adds is a rubber tree. They're easiest to find in swamp biomes. This here is a rubber tree. You can tell because the dark wood, it's got a little bit different color leaves than normal, and they usually have 2 to 3 extra bits of leaves on the very top, so they kind of stick out. Also, if you look around on them, they got these yellow things. This is actually where sap is produced. You can make a tap, walk over here, right click on it, and it'll pop out a bunch of sap. It's used for making wires and stuff. So, what we're going to do to get started, let's go ahead and make a little shelter somewhere. And where do I want this? Let's see. This might work. That didn't work right. Try this again. A little tall, but I can make use of it. Go ahead and make some walls for this thing. It's kind of like a pop-up tent almost. Throw in a little bit of light. Now, your first day you'll want to go ahead and make tools and go digging. You're going to want about half a stack of copper. Try to get as much tin as you can. Like half a stack's alright. You can probably do with a little less. Iron, you're probably going to want about 45. Maybe you might be able to make do with 32, but the more the better. And you want some coal. So first thing, crafting table here. Throw this right there. Gonna need some furnaces. I'm gonna need a couple just to speed things up. Now, first thing you'll have to make is a generator. Industrial Craft gives you energy, but you have to make that energy somehow. And then, of course, it makes appliances. Well, you can make appliances like furnaces, macerators. You can even make nuclear reactors. There's wind generators, water generators, solar panels, and geothermal power. So we're going to start with a simple generator. You're going to need, well, let's go ahead and just burn up a whole stack of iron. Going to need at least 4 tin, and you'll need at least 3 copper. While that's going, we're going to get some resin. First you're going to have to make a tap. It's made like this. Tree tap. This thing wears out with use, but you have to find some of these trees, rubber trees. Right click, and you get a whole bunch of sticky resin. Now, the spot will disappear, but it'll come back eventually. So you just have to look around a bit. These trees are easiest to find in swamps, so that's why I set up in a swamp. You can find them in forest biomes, but they're pretty hard to get a hold of. If you don't want to set up in a swamp or where there's a whole bunch of these trees at, you want to chop one down. And it'll give you some rubber wood, and a little bit of sap will drop. Wait around a little bit and it'll drop the sapling for you. There's one. They're pretty neat looking. Rubber tree sapling. Just plant it wherever you want, just like a regular tree. And they'll randomly produce sap. Like some trees won't produce any at all, and it'll be on any side of the tree. Sometimes it'll even be underneath the leaves. Some people like to strip their trees bare, just so they can check all the sides, see if it made anything or not. Ah, there's one underneath the tree there. Alright, go see if my stuff's done burning. There's some iron. And there's tin. I'll need 3 copper. And the sticky resin you can either burn, smelt in the furnace, which I'll do now, or you can make an extractor which will produce 3 rubber per sticky resin. And with the extractor you can also get a bit of rubber out of each piece of rubber wood. Oh, there's rubber. You'll need at least 6 of these to make some copper wire that is insulated. There's my copper. And it's going to take a bit. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and make something special. This is the beginning of a generator. Starts with a regular furnace. Then you'll make an iron furnace. 5 pieces of iron. Furnace there. Iron furnace. Now, this thing's pretty nice. It burns 25% faster, and it burns 10 units or 10 items per piece of coal. And I'll switch to these later. There's my rubber. So next thing to make is, actually you'll need batteries. Start with making some copper wire that's insulated. There's 6 copper cables. So then you'll need tin. A little bit of redstone. And 1 copper cable. This is a battery. It stores 10,000 units of energy, or EUT, energy units, EU. And you'll need 1 refined iron. To stick your iron in a furnace, burn it. Wait a minute. And you'll get a blue bar, refined iron. This is used in a lot of stuff. So you take your iron furnace, your refined iron, and a battery, just like this. I don't think you can switch it. And you get a generator. I'm going to put my energy stuff here. So I'm going to put this right there for now. Throw this stuff in the corner. And I'll move stuff around here in a bit. So there's my copper cable. There's a generator. This shows how much energy is stored in it. You can burn all the normal stuff you can in a furnace. You can burn wood, saplings, coal, and there's some special fuel for it as well. You can make fuel cans and fill those with biofuel, which is made from cactus or reeds, or you can make coal fuel and put that in a fuel can, and it produces the most energy. 1 piece of coal will actually fill this thing up. And of course it's not going to anything yet. So we'll have to make an appliance. The next thing you're going to need is called a Mesa Reader. Now that is one really nice piece of equipment. you'll have to have 9 iron bars, and you'll actually have to make them into refined iron. You also need some more copper cable. Well, let's just go ahead and make a stack. Stack of copper bars. Get started. It's like a little bit of rubber I made earlier. It's getting dark out. Security. Don't want anything walking in here blowing my bitch ass up. 6. One more. Come on. Ah, thank you. Alright, once again, some copper cables. Then you have to wait on your iron and die of old age. No, sleeping doesn't speed anything up. Sorry. There we go. Now you'll need 9 pieces of refined iron for this. Throw that in there, see if it'll work. Alright, well, what we're making is a Macerator. Basically, you put in any ore, iron, copper, tin, and it will produce dust. It grinds into a dust. Nice thing is, each piece of ore you put in gives you 2 dust. Then you can smelt that dust and it'll give you bars. So it doubles the quantity of ore you have. And it's not overpowered with this mod because a lot of things use a lot of ore. Especially if you start working with nuclear power. It's so expensive. You'd have to have a couple stacks of just about everything just to make a nuclear reactor. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a mini game in a way. And your nuclear reactors can explode. Make quite a huge crater. It's pretty fun. But I'll get to that another time. It's advanced stuff. Finally, got my damn iron. Alright, first thing is an advanced circuit. You're going to use these in a lot of equipment and industrial craft. You need your 6 copper cables, 2 redstone, a refined iron in the middle, and you get an electronic circuit. You can also make an advanced electronic circuit, but you'd have to go to the Nether to get some glowstone dust. But that's for later. Most equipment doesn't need that. I won't even mess with that until I start making nuclear reactors and teleporters and stuff like that. Next thing is you will need a machine block. It is 8 refined iron just around in a circle, middle blank, gives you a machine block. It looks like a blue iron block, sort of. Just slightly blue tinged. Then, let's see, have that in the middle. There's an electronic circuit there. You'll need 3 flint for this. So you'd have to go rummaging around for some flint. And 2 cobblestone. And you'll get a Macerator. That's the first equipment you'll want to make besides a generator. Put it right there. And it's powering it up, sucking the energy out of this generator. And it's ready to go. I'm going to have a whole bunch of this. Now, the nice thing about any appliances that use energy is you don't have to worry about what size of a stack you put into it. I mean, you can put as most as 64 like normal, but you can put in, say, just 1 piece of iron, and it'll just only use as much energy as it needs. So you don't have to worry about wasting your coal. Now, the next thing you're going to make is an extractor. An extractor will actually take your resin and give you extra resin, like I mentioned more. Well, it'll give you extra rubber. Each sticky resin will give you 3 rubber. And you can take your rubber wood and get 1 rubber per wood. It takes 4 taps to do this. So you'll have to make 4 wood taps, or tree taps. And they can't be used. If you use one of these up a little bit, it's a little damaged. You can't use it for the recipe. Then you're going to need, let's see, I got one there, 6, 7, let's just go ahead and make 8. You're going to have 8 iron, and then you'll have to make that into iron, refined iron. I'm going to go ahead and make, I'm going to need some batteries eventually, but let's see, a little bit more copper work. Now, the Macerator turned off because the generator's out of power. You can stick as much coal in here as you want, but it'll use some of it up. Sometimes inefficiently. Like this will be full, and then you start to use this a little bit. So this runs a little low on power, and it'll use up a piece of coal suddenly, even when it didn't need to. So usually I'll just put in just as much as I need, unless I got a big job going on with a whole bunch of pieces of equipment. There's 6. I'll go ahead and start burning my iron. And you're going to need 6 more copper cables for this as well. It uses as an electronic circuit. There's your copper cable. So I guess you'll need 9 pieces of iron. Refined iron. Come on, get in there. Go ahead and fill this thing up. I'll go ahead and swipe one of these and start. Once again, electronic circuit. I just need another machine block. 4. I think this is a good time as any while I wait. Die of old age. My face is a little itchy. I'm gonna go rub it on a cactus. Ah, that's refreshing. Ah, that's the shit. Alright, it's done now. Well, mostly. Come on, give me my iron. There we go. Once again, machine block. It'll go in the middle. Electronic circuit there. Tree tap, tree tap, tree tap, tree tap. And I screwed something up. There we go. There's your extractor. Also runs off of the energy. I'm going to put this one here. Doesn't really matter where you put these as long as it's touching a powered piece of cable. And I'll go ahead and extract my sticky resin. Alright, the next thing you'll want is an electric furnace. I'm going to need a little bit more iron. That might be a trick. I think I need any more copper cables. later I'll actually upgrade my power generation system. You can make all kinds of power generating units. I like wind generation, and solar panels are pretty good too. Now, each one of these will produce a certain quantity of energy. This thing produces 5 energy units a tick, and that's all this will put out at once. A solar panel will produce 1 energy unit per tick, but only during the day, and only if it's got direct sunlight on it. So, putting a torch nearby won't do anything, unfortunately. Wind generation is a little wonky. Well, it works great, but it's got weird, rules. The higher up it is, the more it'll produce, but only a little bit. And if there's a large area that's empty around it, say about yay large square, maybe a little bigger, and tall, about 8 squares tall or so, if all that's empty, it'll produce more energy. With each one of those blocks that has something in it, it will produce a little bit less energy, but it's only, say, 250 energy units a day less. So it's not a big deal if you got some in the way. The other thing to keep in mind is cables. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of cables. This is your standard copper cable. You can actually make a non-insulated version of this, just with 3 coppers. It has to be bars. And it'll give you, I believe, 6 copper cables uninsulated. You can use them, just like normal, except for if you get too close to them and they got power on them, they'll shock you. Now, there's also tin cables as well, produced about the same way, and they'll shock you. Come on, furnace. One more bar to get started. Alright. The electric furnace starts the same as an iron furnace. So you need a bit of cobble. You go ahead and make an iron furnace. It'll go in the middle, but you're going to need another, one more thing. Let's see, this might work. You'll need another electronic circuit. And I'm going to need a little bit more copper. Crap. You can also burn rubber wood. It just doesn't burn as well. Alright, there we go. Now I got what I need to make some more cables. And I got my bar of refined iron here. 2 redstone. 6 more copper cables. Alright, there's there. Iron furnace here. 2 redstone. I love electronic furnaces. Electric furnace. I'm going to put this right there. Now what makes these so nice is when you burn something in it, it'll only take as much energy as it needs. You don't have to waste your coal burning 1 piece of copper dust. That's all the energy it'll take, just as much as it needed. Now, that's all you need for your first day, or first couple days of Minecraft. And it's night. Oh shit. Well, join me next time, and I'll discuss some upgrades to the power system. I'll make some wind generators, and probably some solar panels. And you're going to want better tools, because it gets a lot better than just a pick and a shovel and an axe. Well, talk to you later.